So I just got some revelation, and I want to speak to all the parents, people who have kids. The Bible talks about honor your father and your mother so your days will be long, right? Paraphrasing. But if it states that, then the opposite must be true. If you dishonor your parents, then your days will be cut short. We literally shorten the days of our children's lives. Why? Because we teach them how to dishonor their parents. I say this because a lot of times in our emotions, in our ignorance, in how we feel in this selfish state, we got a whole bunch of drama. We having kids out of wedlock. We doing all this stuff, and we not healed. So here we are having kids in this mess, and because of how we feel, we may talk against the parent. We may say certain things to our child about the other parent, tainting the child's view. Therefore, in a sense, because our kids are sponges, you are instilling in them to dishonor their parent. Therefore, you are aiding and abetting in your child's days being shortened because you taught them to dishonor them by you dishonoring them. We are literally teaching our children, installing in our children, programming our children to dishonor their parent because of how we feel. He ain't no good. She ain't no good. She's unfit. He's unfit. This and they ain't nothing. You are aiding and abetting in them dishonoring their parents subconsciously. This is spiritually. It's not always known to the carnal mind. Therefore, their days are going to be shortened. That was deep when I got revelation of that, because it's in our ignorance we do that. We get so caught up in our emotions and how we feel, and he ain't nothing. He could be nothing. But at the end of the day, you chose that. At the end of the day, you got to take accountability and understand that you got to let people see it for what it is on their own. That's one thing I learned real early. Don't taint their view. Don't taint their view. Allow them to see on their own, because at the end of the day, a tree gonna be a tree, and they gonna know it eventually. So why I gotta sit here and taint the view? Why I gotta be aiding and abetting and shortening the days of my child's life because I feel a way and I want my son to feel? I want my son to know. No, go find out on your own. Allow them to get a good look on their own without you putting your input in on it. Don't sit here and just be like, and he ain't nothing, and she ain't nothing, and she unfit. And because at the end of the day, it's all about accountability, baby. You chose. That's what you chose. Even if it was intentionally, you still knew the consequences and you did what you did. So you got to take accountability here and sit here and suck it up and be a big girl or a big boy and understand that I cannot be in my feelings and talk bad about the person I chose to have a child with, because I'm an aid and embed in their days being shortened. And it blew my mind when I got this revelation, because we do it so much in this world. It's so normalized to down talk this person, the person you had a child with, down talk them, that you don't realize you instilling that in your child. And a lot of people ain't living that long. And I'm not saying every case, but it blew my mind to really sit back and say, if we was to trace the step back, when? Like, things don't happen overnight. Things do not happen overnight. But a lot of times we forget to trace the steps back to, okay, what caused this? Because it's a cause and effect. We live in a world that is governed by laws, rules, and principles. So nothing happens coincidentally. Everything happens with a purpose. I learned that even chaos has order, but we don't understand that because we're ignorant. We're ignorant to spiritual laws, that we just be in our feelings. We be in what we want to do and what we want to say, and we don't know we aiding and embedding in our kids being shortened lives, because we're teaching them to dishonor their father, teaching them to dishonor their mother. We're teaching them dishonor. Therefore, we have contributed to their days being shortened. So how can we say we really love our kids if we are literally setting them up for them not to even live long by what we feel in the moment or what I want them to know? Manipulation is witchcraft. I'm not going to plant seeds and tell my child how I want him to view his father, nor should you. And it goes both ways. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that this world is governed by laws, principles, rules, precepts, all that good stuff, right? It's spiritual laws set in place that you have to understand that God's word won't return unto him void. Things don't happen by coincidence. I learned that the world is governed by spiritual laws, and things cannot happen unless you cause it to happen. It's a cause and an effect. And we get so caught up on that ain't nothing. But what does the Bible say? Honor your father and mother so that your days may be long. So the opposite of that, dishonor, your days are going to be shortened. Therefore, a lot of parents, in their ignorance, in their brokenness, in their voids and sinful nature, they cut their children's life short because they're teaching their children to dishonor the other parent because they are dishonoring them, because they couldn't control their emotions. They couldn't grow up and realize, I have to take accountability for what I did. He is what he is. She is what she is. We got a kid now. Let's respect each other and raise our child.